everybody, welcome to Carnation Crafts TV, and today we're looking at Held in a Moment, this stunning die collection that you've got. You've got everything you need here. We've got hanging shelves, and I'll show you how they work and go through everything in a bit more detail when we look at the board, so you can see everything that you get in there. We've got a stunning bouquet of florals with a card shape, or could be your mat and layers there as well, with all the accessories and the decoupage to be able to use them as well. We've got a finishing touches, which is your handbags, your shoes and your perfume. You've got home comforts, which is your candle, your clock, your photo frames. You've got two different size frames there, and that lovely bowl that you could put in the candles in, your florals in, things like that. Then you've got cozy corner, so you've got your reading glasses, you've got your reading books and your lampshade with your lamp, and light as a feather with those 4 different size birds there. I love that the packaging colour on that is different to the download artwork, because it just gives you an idea of how different it'll look. Like if I bring in that one, how different they look. Not that I know anything about birds, but that those could be 2 different kinds of birds. If I knew about birds, I'd name you some, but you know. Let's look at some of the samples the design team have done, because there's so many. I've tried grabbing different ones for this, so we can see some different samples that they've made. So this is using the hanging basket with one of the perfume bottles. And the ivy you've got coming down here, that is one of the accessories in that basket. And you can see how you just weave it in, and that will just hold in place. You can glue it if you want to, but that will hold itself in place because of the design that's been built in with the die. And you can see, well, is this one? Yeah, so this one has got the magnets, because you do get the magnets included in the collection as well. So you can see how strong those magnets are. But what you've got with that is that this will just fold flat for when you're posting it. Oh, there you go. So that'll fold completely flat, and then when the person opens it up, that magnet will just grab where it needs to be and pop out. So posting is going to be absolutely fine, and that's using the die as the actual card shape as well, so using it as the card blank, but then going completely away from that and doing your normal card bases with this, using that doggly die there as kind of your center point, and then going in with your decoupage florals, your perfume, your bags and things like that to actually decorate the card. Or this one I just want to show, because I thought that's such a lovely little card, and that's just using the frame with the florals, and obviously we've got a die for the background that maybe Miss Taz knows what it is. She thinks it's the teardrop and sweep. So just in case anybody's looking at that and thinking, oh, I like that, where's that from? So have a look. So then we've got another one. Now again, this one is using that card shape for the base, but we've got the doilies coming out to kind of give it a point of difference, and then layering up with the hanging basket there. So you've got your perfume bottles on there with all the florals in the background, and then this one, there you go. So you've got the big bouquet there in that floating shelf. So you've got that there, you've got the background again using that card shape, and then we've got one more here. I might have to hold this one, this will be a big one. So you can see using that floral bouquet, decoupaged up and then flipped, so you've got it coming on both. How pretty. And if I just turn that to the side, so you can see all those decoupage layers, that is stunning. You have got that doily design there in the background as well, but that, just like that, using that die twice with the decoupage layers, you've got the frame, is stunning. That could be anything, couldn't it? That could be a wedding card, a sympathy card, get well soon, birthday card, absolutely anything. But let's go through the boards so you can see exactly what it is that you are getting. We need some like slow, you know, like the old-fashioned like slow-moving music. I wish you could hear the music that Taz is doing in my ear. Right, let's go through these. So we've got light as a feather. So this is that stunning bird, and one of the things that we were saying yesterday, I think it was, or this morning, was you could have things hanging in his beak as well. So we were saying like baby cards or sympathy cards. You could do gender reveals and have like colour and things like that come in from them. But they are absolutely stunning, and you can see this is what it's going to look like with cardstock. So if you wanted to cut these out, so if you like the one on the packaging, like that, and you think, because this is with the artwork, so this is what it's going to look like when you've downloaded the artwork to cut out. That is completely different. So if you wanted to colour these in yourself, so if you wanted to make it look like that, or maybe like a hummingbird or something like a kingfisher. I've just named 3 birds. So you could go in and colour these in yourself because you've got all of the detail in the dies, so you can see exactly what you're colouring in. So they're really easy for you to go in and do those. Then we've got the cosy corner. So you've got your lampshade, you've got your lamp, you've got your glasses and the books. These I think are so well designed how they've done these, because you've got those cut lines going through. So if you wanted to snip these down, so depending on what project you were doing, maybe you only want like a small pile like that, or maybe you just want 2, or maybe you want those, or maybe you just want the bigger ones. You could go in and do that. Or where you've got the spines of the book facing you, maybe those ones more forward, so you could decoupage these up so you've got different layers and they look as if they're in different heights, so you can really go in and have some fun with those ones. Then we've got home comforts. So you've got your 2 different sized frames. You've got your bowl, your clock and your candles. I really like this one. I think it's one of them ones that you don't realise how much you use until you start using it. And like this is the one of the cards that we did earlier. So you can see those candles there, and all I've done is just snip into the candles to give them different heights. So it looks like, you know, they've been used. They're there in the bowl with that hanging shelf. So you can see what those are going to look like. Then we've got our finishing touches. This is probably my favourite one, because you've got the handbag, shoes and perfume, which I think work for absolutely any occasion. This, I love the way that's been designed. So the handbag strap is, it looks as if it's going to be sitting on the shelf. So if you just put that there, it looks as if that is sat on the shelf and the handbag strap is hanging how it would naturally be. But you can go in and snip those down if you wanted to make it like a clutch bag, or you could, and I'll do this in my first demo, where you can tie it around so you actually make the handbag strap smaller. So you've still got options, and this is what I really like about how Carnation design their dies and the artwork. It gives you options of what you want to do with it. I don't think I need to say anything about this board, because it just screams at you, doesn't it? Look at all that detail in the dies that you've got. You've got the florals there to decoupage up, but what I love about these are big enough, you can use those on their own. You could use them, and we've seen it in the samples that we've showed you as well, where they've gone in and just used those florals on their own. So I know there's other parts there, but the florals have come away from that bouquet. So you're not using them to decoupage them up, you're using them completely on their own, and you've got the ability to do that. But you have got all the elements there if you want to go in and add more of a 3D effect to that. Now this is the accessories that are going to go with your hanging shelves. So this is that lovely ivy that we showed you that will crisscross in to the shelves. You've got all the accessories there to build up onto it as well. So if I just grab that card I showed you just now that we made earlier with the candles, you can see there how we've gone in and just added in all of that detail around that basket, so you can see how it all builds up. Then you've got your tabs here. So those tabs are what are going to fit into those cut lines that are there already for you, okay? All this work is done in the dies, you don't have to do anything. And that's going to give you the ability then to put things to sit onto the shelf. So then we've got our actual shelves as well. So you can see that's what they're going to look like. These are all the dies that you've got. You've got your 3 different shaped shelves. You've got mats and layers there as well, so you can use those. And then you've got, where's the other ones? Hang on. The printouts for these as well. So it gives you like a wood grain effect. So these look as if they are wooden shelves. So you can pop those down, and that's what that's going to look like when it's stood out. So you can see that how much of a 3D effect that's going to give you. And then we've got our card shape that we've been using, but this I think can be so many things. Do you know, look, we were saying in the earlier show, because there was a demo I did where I just used, let me flip it round, that bit, and when I did it, Taz was saying, oh, it kind of looks like a snow globe. But you know, now I'm looking at it and I think it looks like a wind chime, like a dream catcher, like that type of thing. So you could use it for things like that as well, or cut that out in black cardstock and pop it on a sheet of acetate, and it looks like a stained glass window. And you could just grab your alcohol pens and colour some of the little bits in on the acetate, and it'll give you that like coloured stained glass window effect. So this is one that you'll look at and you will think of different things that you can use with it. You've also got your banner with the mats and layers. They're going to sit in there for your sentiments and things like that as well. And you've got a really nice bow that you can add in to your mix. You've got your little embellishment there to add in for your bow. But don't forget as well, you've also got the magnets, super strong magnets, and you'll be pleased to know they do come in a plastic little pot as well. So if you're like me and everything ends up everywhere, you're not going to have magnets stuck to like your pokey tool and your tweezers and things like that, because they're stuck in the pot. So the only thing that's going to happen, because it literally happened to me just now, is that it's going to stick to your pokey tool, because they are super, super strong magnets, but they're all in there safe, so they can't go anywhere. It's just, it might stick to, which I can deal with that, okay? I can deal with that. That was demo number 1 task. Right, the other thing I want to say as well is the perfect papers, because this is something that I would have to add into my basket if I was sat at home looking and thinking, I want to get that collection. This is something I'd have to add in. And with the price being $99.99, you're saving $29.99 on the bundle price for the next, is it 2 days? Friday. So until midnight on Friday, it's going to be that $99.99. So for that saving, I would want to add this in as well. They're perfect papers, and that's because they are. They're 300 GSM, so you can use them to do your card bases if you want to. But in here, you're going to get, for every colourway, you are going to get this lovely floral design. Can you see it okay? And you're also going to get, let's move that one so you can see, this lovely swirl design as well. And then you're going to get 2 solid colours in the same design. So you can see that you're going to get your, that's a different one. This is mine, okay, so it's not completely full, but you'll get your floral, you'll get your swirly pattern, and then you'll get 2 solids of that colour. So you're going to get different colourways that have all been hand picked out from the artwork. So from the downloadable artwork that you're going to get, you can see all of those different colourways that you're going to get. So you've got dark pinks, you've got your light pinks, you've got almost like a purpley pink colour, you've got greens, you've got teals, you've got almost like a light blue. But when you pull anything in, and that's what makes this perfect, like if I just grab this, because I'm going to use it in my next demo, you can pop that with every single one and it works. You don't have to think about your colour matching or pulling out different cardstock to try and get like, you know, that perfect shade of green or purple. These have been hand picked out of them, so you know that they're going to work perfectly. So, and you get 40 sheets? Oh, 48 sheets. So you've got plenty in there. I said 40, and Miss Taz said 48 in my ear, and then all I heard was, who was right? Who was right? Tell them who is right. I've told them tales, okay? They know. Right, so shall we go on to our first demo? Right, so we're going to do now in the earlier one, we did do a lot with the card shapes. So I wanted to try and keep it even. So we're going to do a card base with this one, okay? So I'm using those perfect papers. So we've got like a really nice dark pink on here. And we're just going to do some matte and layering with this. So that's going to go on there. And then we're going to pop some white on top of that. And then what I've done is I've cut out, so I had like a little, we all get this when, do you know when we're doing our matte and layers and we'll have like strips from where we've cut them that we've got left over, and you don't want to throw it, you know, you keep it in case you die cut it or something like that. So that's what I had left over. Okay, so I've made like a little border. So like from doing my matte and layers, I had that cut, you know, was essentially my waist. So that is going to fit in the middle like that. So it's going to give us that border straight down the middle that we can look at, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put some foam on the back of this one because I want this to be raised, the pink bit. So perfect papers is going to have foam on, and then because we're going to put one of the shelves on it, we're going to put a magnet on it. So I want to do that before I stick it down. So let's pop that there. Let's grab our shelf. So this is the shelf that we're going to use. So when you cut this out, when you run this through your die cutting machine, the die does all of the work for you. Okay, so you get a score line popped in place there, and then you've got two cut lines here with a score line again. So when you run it through, the die does everything for you. So when you pop it out, all you're gonna have to do is just fold that and pop this out towards you like that, and you've got your shape, and that's how it's going to be. Okay, so I'm going to turn this round and grab my look how strong the magnets are. The ball tool stuck to it as well. We're going to grab our magnets and we're going to pop these on to the card. Right, now I've got one that I've already put some red liner tape on, and that one is gonna go for there, just on the back. So that's just gonna fit on the back of the shelf, so when it opens, it's there, so it's on the back. Okay, you could have put it that side as well, it's completely up to you. It's gonna get covered anyway. Right, so we need another magnet. Pop these out, and remember, do your, I don't even know how to swipe, don't pull, because if you pull, I can't even pull them apart trying to pull them, and I'm a bit worried if I try too hard and I yank it, they're just going to go vroom everywhere, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, if you just pull them and you swipe the top one off, they come off really, really easy, and you can see how strong the magnet is. So pop that there. We've got another magnet, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to pop some red liner tape. Let's have a think. We'll go roughly about there. So I'm just going to pop some red liner tape roughly where I think this magnet is going to end up. You know, you don't have to be too precise with it, or you could even just put a little bit on the back, or you could just hold it in place and just glue it. Or the other thing you could do, if one of the things that I did, obviously this bit it'll take you a bit longer, but if you pop the magnet on the back and then pop this down with wet glue and then put it where you need it to be, like the wet glue will hold it, but obviously you need to leave it fully dry. But just for speed, we're going to use red liner tape. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that kind of, let's move that out of the way so you can see. I'm going to hold that kind of where I want it to go, so about there, and then what I do is just go over it, and then you can see it's, can you see where the tape is? Yeah, so it's stuck on my tape now. So if I pull that off, it's not going to go anywhere. And then what I'm going to do is glue the back of this. On there like that. And then our magnet is where it needs to be. So, but do you know things like this, there's no right or wrong way of doing it. It's just however works, whatever works easier for you. Like I was saying in the earlier show about how I put glue on the mirrored vignettes, and Taz was saying just use spray glue, but spray glue doesn't work for me. Right, hang on, where was my magnet? There. Imagine if I glued it with the magnet to that. But it would be fine. Right, that's going to go on there. So we've got that. Our magnet is there, where we need it to be. So now we can go in and add in all of our accessories and our embellishments onto this. So what I'm going to do is I want this to kind of be about there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold that over because I don't want it to be flat. And I'm going to pop a little bit of glue on the back of that. And I'm going to glue this one down that way. So I've just folded it over itself because it's pushing this up. So just another different way of using it. Now I just need to grab a tab. So bear with Carla. Grab one of these. Because you've got these tabs in here. So this is what I was showing you. You've got your cut lines. Those are going to pop there. So then you can decorate your shelf. And what that means is that when you do this, and your card is there, you can pop things onto that tab so it looks as if it's sat onto the shelf. So let's decorate this bit, and I'm going to grab another one as well. So we're going to go in with, we've got the handbag, we've got our perfume, and we've got our frames. So for this one, because I wanted the frame to have more of an impact and a bit of a 3D effect, I've cut one out, and I've cut the centre part out of one of them, and obviously I've left the one in that one. So that one I've gone in and I've stamped a sentiment. This one I've left it with that centre bit out. So just go in, you've got the cut lines there, so all that detail is in the die. So you don't have to worry about, oh, what if I go over something or I get the wrong bit. I've run out of foam tape. There you go. So you can just follow the cut lines because they're there, they're on the die for you. The die does everything for you. So let's pull that off, and then this frame is just going to give us that 3D effect then of the kind of the depth of the frame, so you're looking in at the picture. So that is going to go on there. So we've got that. See, it's just like, this is what I like about Carnation. It's like little things like that, and it'll just add so much to your projects. Now that is going to sit about there, I think. And then we've got our bag. Now that could go there, and you could have the handbag strap coming down, but what I want to do is I want that strap to be higher up, but I want it to be shorter. So what I do is put a little bit of tape, glue, or you could use tape there and on that side, and then where the handbag strap starts, just fold it and then it's going to come up the other side, and same on that side. So keep doing that. So then when I turn that around, your handbag has now got a smaller strap. So you've got that. So that's going to sit there. So you can see now, because I've done that, the strap isn't going to interfere with the frame or anything else I put in, because I've made that strap smaller. So, right, let's place some things so I know where we're going. Now this tab, I am going to pop there, like that. So it's giving me more room to put things in, okay? So let's do that. Or you could use, like we did earlier, the matte and layers. So those triangle ones, they would be in this. You could use the matte and layers from that. I've got to pick this up because I'm either going to move it or you're going to see the top of my head. Right, that's going to fit in there. So, and by doing that, can you see now I've just got more space to add things to. So that's going to go there. Our book panel. I'm trying to remember where I was going. That's going to go there. There's our clock. Yeah, we'll go with that. Oh, stuck. Right, let's add this frame down because that's going to be the thing right at the back. So we'll put this down. So just grab some glue. And we've just got our sentiment there. So that's going to go in that top corner. And then I'm going to add in all florals here. So that's going to balance that out. We're going to add in our clock. Now this is going to sit right at the bottom of there. So it's going to look as if it's sat on the shelf. And just add a bit there. So that is going to go just on the bottom there, so it looks as if that is just sat on that shelf, and then bring that to the front. So then we're going to pop our books there. Now, so because I've popped that onto there, and this is going to pop onto that latch, it already looks as if those books are so much more forward than the other part. So that is going to go there. Just squeeze that. Right, that's going to go there. And then we've got our perfume bottle. So this. And you know, if you cut... Wait there. I need another one. Where is it? Oh, don't say I don't have another one. Taz has got a question. As in, that would be the bag. Ah, that's actually... should we try it? So Taz has just had an idea. I'm assuming then, Taz, that you like different shaped bags. That if we cut... So, right, let me put this lid on this glue so that doesn't dry up. Right, so Taz has had the idea that if we cut the lid off, so the whole thing to there. So if we cut this off there, and then cut the handbag strap off here, then we could pop that on there and make a different bag. That kind of works actually. Right. So my idea was, and I don't know if I should say it now, that if we get the perfume bottle And we cut just this top bit off. Doesn't that look like one of those fancy bottles that you put your whiskey in? A decanter, yeah. No? She's gone completely quiet in my ear, so that means no. I'm going with that. All right, okay. And that could be the top. It could be open. That could be the top on the bottom. I'm going with that. You're on your own, Taz. So we've had a message off Karen asking if you get the magnets with the complete collection, and you do. They're right down there. So you get your box that comes, and they've got that plastic box with them as well. So you'll get, how many magnets do you get in there? Do you know? Hang on. Hold the line. You get 30. 30. They're 10mm by 0.7mm. But you get 30 of them. So that is going to last you. That is the right way round, isn't it? Yes. So you've got 30 in there, so that's going to last you a good while. And I'm going to assume that we do sell them separately as well, so we can get more, but 30 is going to last you a good while, I feel. Right, so I quite like that bottle idea, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to go with that. It's so Taz is saying in my ear that it's a great idea. She doesn't know why I'm upset, but it's the way that you're saying how much of a good idea it is. Do you know, like when you say to somebody, yeah, that's so good. That is what I can hear. Right, that's going to go there. Then we're going to grab our berg, and that is going to go there. And let's stick the glasses at the top, just because we can. So I'm just going to pop glue just on the bottom. I'm going to pop those there. So they're going to fit there. And then I've got some of the florals. So because I wanted that frame for there in that corner, what I'm going to do is I'm going to balance that out. Because can you see at the minute, it kind of looks, because our shelf is there, it kind of looks a bit lopsided because I've got this frame. So I want to like even that out now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in some of these florals just to even all of this out. So now again, these are the decoupage ones that we're not using as decoupage. We're going to use them on their own, and you can do that because they just work so well. We're going to add in that one there, and let's add this one in there. Oh, thank you. We've just had a message from Pam from the design team saying welcome to the team. Thank you so much. And this is going to go on there. It's strange when I say things from the design team, because obviously that's how I started. Has been on the design team, watching the shows and thinking, oh, were any of my cards good enough? Are they going to show anything? And now I'm here cutting up perfume bottles, making decanters, yeah. But I think it's nice. And do you know what? It's so nice for, because one of the things I get asked quite a lot, do you know, when we go to shows and things is, well, how did you start? How did you start doing that? And it's exactly the same as everybody, just sat at home watching shows like this and thinking, shall I give it a go? Shall I give it a go? Or, you know, will I be any good at it? Or making cards and thinking, well, that was absolutely rubbish, it's going in the bin. So it's nice to know that you can, you know, progress in it. But things like this just make it so much easier, because you can just go in and it's just about the creative process, I feel, with Carnation Craft. It's just having fun and going in and playing around with your dies. So let's go back over everything that we're going to get in your collection. So these are all the dies that you're going to get in there. So you've got your hanging shelves, which are the ones that we've just shown you now, where you can add in those magnets if you wanted to move and fall flat. But equally, if you're not posting it to anybody, you wouldn't need to add those magnets in. You could completely glue them down if you wanted to, or you could cut the complete mechanism off and make it into like a hanging basket instead. So you've got options with that, because you've got all of the foliage in there as well to be able to go in and decorate them. You've got our card base and that bouquet. I'll just hold that up so you can see that stunning bouquet there with your decoupage elements that will go on to that bouquet, or like we just did, you could use them completely separately. And you've got your bow, you've got your tag, and you've got your card shape there that you can use. You've got your finishing touches with your handbag, your decanter bottle, as it's now known as. You've got your shoes and your perfume bottle there. You've got your home comforts with the clock, your candle, your frames, and the bowl that you can use. Do you know, I'm just looking at that. You could use that. No, I don't think it would. Just wings. A lampshade. Could you use it as a lampshade? Taz is saying it could be a very fancy lampshade. I don't know if you... Oh, unless you put two back to back. So it was like... I don't know, we're going down a rabbit hole again now, aren't we? Then you've got your cozy corner there as well. So you've got your glasses, your books, and your lampshade. And you've got your light as a feather, which I think that one is just going to be one that you use so much without even realising how much you use it. And you also got the magnets included. So if you go for the full collection, you are going to get the pack of magnets that come, 30 magnets that come in that plastic container as well. So they're not going to stick to everything and fly everywhere. But I'm going to turn this around for a minute. So do you know we were just talking about the bowl? So if I turn this one around, because you can't really see it there, they've used the bowl. Who's made this card? As like a vase. So you can see, you can't really see it from the front because the books are there. But it's like a vase. See, this is what I love, because for me, when I was sat at home crafting, if I could use something for more than one thing, then it was just, yeah, that makes sense to me. That I'm going to get my money's worth out of it. It's value for money that I'm getting. And that is what I think Carnation bring to us, because you can do things like that, use it as a bowl or use it as a vase. And then this floral bouquet, you can see there, also used there. So this one I think has been cut down to make it a bit smaller. But then the other one that we showed you earlier, let me just grab it so you can see the difference. Because this one's been cut down. And then that one hasn't. Those two are essentially the same card. But one has been left at full size and this one's been made a bit smaller. But essentially that is exactly the same. How different do they look? With all that decoupage on there as well. They're so pretty. So pretty. Oh, I like this one. I don't think we've seen this one yet. With the frames in the background. And then you've got the bouquet. And then we've got, oh, one of Pam's cards. Pam just emailed in. So you've got those there. So that's going to stick down. That frame. How pretty is that? And then with the books and the glasses. With all of the embellishments going around that frame. So there's one of Pam's cards. A lovely card, Pam. So you can see. Oh, do you know, I'm sure I found it earlier as well. I can see it. I'll stick it back on in a bit. So just to give you an idea. But you know how different every one of these cards look? So you can tell the design team have just had so much fun playing with these, because every single one, ooh, looks different. So pretty. Right, should we do another demo? Let's move this. And let's grab, yes, let's do this. I'm trying to think of, did we just, no, we didn't use the candles. Oh, Taz is telling me we have lots of people saying hello. You're going too quick now. Right, we've got Joe from Essex, was it? Joan. Oh, she's loving the collection and the cards. Thank you. Linda Wilson, who's saying I'm doing a great job. Thank you. Well, Taz is saying I'm by myself, but I'm not, because I've got Taz in my ear as well. So I'm not completely on my own. And we've got everybody that's watching as well. All your comments help massively, because we know that you're there, and we know that, or even if you say, oh, can we see this, or can we see more of that, or can you show this more? Oh, do you know, so Miss Taz is asking, did anybody watch the fireworks last night? And because we were here yesterday, and I said to Taz, I completely forgot it was bonfire night. And then I was in my hotel room, and all I could do was banging, and then obviously remembered that it was bonfire night. So message in. Miss Taz wants to know if anybody watched any fireworks last night. So message in and let us know. Right, so what we're going to do is we've got a 6x6 card, and I've got my perfect papers. So this one has got that beautiful swirl effect. Can you see that okay? Yeah. So that's going to go on there. Now this time what I'm going to do, I'm not going to add the magnet. I'm going to glue it, because I want this to be like a really full decoupaged. This is like the it's going in a box card. So we're going to pop this on there. So we're doing our mats and layers using those perfect papers, which would be the only thing that I would add in, because you've got your magnets. Obviously you're going to have the downloads on the website straight away. The only thing I would say that I would add in, if I could, would be the perfect papers, because they just coordinate so well with everything that you're getting. That's going to go on there. Right, then we're going to glue this down. So I'm going to do the same thing, where I'm going to glue that bit there, and then I'm going to glue that tab back on itself, just to help support it, to make it stick out. So if I glued it that way, can you see how like that bit now? Let me do it on there so you can see. So if I pop that there, if I glue that flat, yeah, please. Can you see how this bit goes in? Whereas if I do it that way, and I glue that tab down, it just helps us stay out. So that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to pop a little bit of glue on there, and a little bit on that tab. And then we're going to just work out where we want it to sit. We'll go about there. And just stick that tab down. So that's just going to help it stick out. And if you wanted to, you could just bend that a bit more. But that's just going to help it be more prominent. Right, then we've got these ivy parts here. So these with that crisscross. So what you can do is you can either go in and pop those into place. So they will just go over, pop it where you want it to go, and just go back around, and that will hold itself in place because it's gone through, because of the way that's been designed. And because of that design, that will work on square cards, circle cards, oval cards, because it kind of will just go wherever you want it to go, if that makes sense. So we're going to feed that through again. See, it just grabs on. There you go. And pop that there. And we're going to do the same thing there. So we're going to cover that whole side in the ivy. Now you don't have to do this if you don't want to. You could glue it in place, but I feel like it just gives it a more natural look. Like it looks as if it's just entwined in the shelf, and it's just like it's meant to be there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move that one out of the way a minute, because as amazing of a design this is, you do not want to get them all crisscrossed into each other. That is going to go there. Now we'll just tuck that one behind there, and then that is going to tuck in like that. So you can see, doing it on the other one, that they will just hold into each other. So like that now, you can see I don't need to glue it. It holds itself in place. So you can just pop that in. And what's nice about this is because what you tend to do then is go in and add in the embellishments. Like those bits will help glue it into place, but it doesn't need gluing. So we've got that there. And you know that, like that, quite simple. You could put like a wedding message or something in the middle, and that would work for that. Save the dates. Taz, that's a good one. Oh my gosh, do you know what I've just thought? You could get 2 of these and glue them back to back, and they could be the table numbers or the table settings. Put a bit of acetate in it. You've got the ivy there, and you could have like just number 1 and number 5 or table 2. They'd look really nice, they would, wouldn't they? Oh, Miss Taz agrees with that one. Like my decanter one. No. That one, oh, I'm getting a round of applause for that one. That one's fine. Wow. Right. So we've gone in now with the bouquet. And you can see, well, where's the one I cut out earlier? It's just so you can see the difference. That I've cut into that quite a lot. So this is that full bouquet. So you can see I've literally cut all this bottom bit off and the top bit. So I've just been left with those florals. But again, you don't need to worry about going in and ruining it because you've got all of that detail in the dies. So all of this cut lines are in the die. So all you're doing is literally snipping it. All you were doing is following those snip lines to cut that out. So you can see all of that. Even if I turn it around, it's the same because I've got it mirrored. But you can see all of those cut lines are in there, ready for you. So this is going to, because I've got this gap, which if I was putting it onto something, I'd try and fill. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that there so it kind of comes over the shelf. So that is going to fit there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some glue onto the shelf to make sure it's in the right place. I put a little bit in that corner as well. That's going to fit there. So then that is going to go there, so it looks like it's coming around that shelf. And then what we're going to do is, so these bits are essentially the bits that I've cut away for that. So I've got all these extra little embellishment bits that we're going to add in as well. We've got our bag, so I've done the same thing as I did earlier, where I've put the handbag going up because I didn't want the strap interfering with the flowers. And then we've got candles here as well, and we've got our extra little bits. So what we're going to do is add these in. I need a bowl, don't I? Should I grab a bowl? Let's add one of these in the bowl. And what we'll do then is we'll cut out the light as a feather as well, and we'll add in one of the birds. So we can pop that about where there was. Where have I put all my tabs? There. Right, let's grab a tab. And we'll pop that in there. So again, just following that line, your cut line's already there for you. That's going to go through there. Put that in a bit more. And then this is going to go there like that. So I'm going to use some pin flag because I know I'm going to stick some of the candles in. So I might end up moving it slightly. And then we've got our candles. And let's pop that there so I know where it's going to go. Actually, you know what? I'm going to stick that behind. See, and this is why you use glue and pin flag, because you can change your mind and play around with how you want it. So then we'll stick one of our candles. Right, let's listen to this glue, because we're going to stick that actually at the back. That is going to go there. And this one is going to go there. And then that needs to be at the front, I think. It's going to go there. And then we've got some flowers, but I want to put the bird on there first before I start fussing with my flowers. So let's cut out our light as a feather. Let me move on. So we're going to do the medium size one, because you've got the small ones and you've got the really, really large one as well, which I think could be a great focal point. But we're going to do this one. So again, you're just going to pop your die down, put it on your artwork until you get that complete halo all the way around. Pop that down, and we're going to run that through our die cutting machine. Let's move all my stuff out the way so I can get to the die cutting machine. And I think that's how all of us craft. Or it is me anyway, so I just assume everybody crafts like that. You start off with a full desk, completely free, and then you end up working in like the tiniest space. Yes, Taz is saying in my ear, it's a good job we've got a full desk. It is a good job. Or there would be just lots of like little things next to me that I could chuck things on and I wouldn't be able to move. It'd be one or the other. Right, so let's pop that out so you can see. Oh, let's put that there. all of the detail we've got. So we've got our, now this one, if I turn this around, so you can see there with all the artwork there for you, but if I turn it around, you've got all that detail on there. So go in and colour them in yourself. So if you wanted to change it completely to be a different type of bird, go in and do it, because you've still got all of the work on the dies for you. Right, just come loose. Right, so let's finish this card off. So we've got our bird. Now he is gonna sit about there. So we've got happy anniversary. That is gonna go, well, actually, do you know what? I might put that there. Oh, actually, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna bend this. I'm going completely off now. This was not my plan one bit, but I'm gonna fold that. So can you see how I've just folded the edge? Good, and then I'm gonna glue that there. That is going to go there, and let's add our little bird there. And then, so all these bits that I cut away from the bouquet, obviously we are not throwing these away, we're going to use just in the background, because we can pop these in then where we want them to go, because we're not following the shape then of that die anymore. We can add in these little bits just as like little fillers. We can add them in wherever we need them to go, just to cover any white bits or any little mistakes, glue marks normally with me. But then pop that there, and then if I pick that up so you can see, and then let me grab the one that we made earlier. I don't think I'm going to get the two of them in the same one, am I? Ooh, oh yeah, Miss Taz. So you can see they look completely different, but we've used the same, I didn't think about that very well, did I? Because I've used the same shape shelf, but equally though, you can see even going from that 6x6 to a full card shape there, you can see that you can use them in lots of different ways and they look completely different. So if you want to grab the Held in a Moment collection, I would grab it soon. It's been one of the quickest selling die sets that Carnation have had for a while. Taz is telling me that 80% has gone already, so there's nothing worse than missing out, especially when it's on a good price, because it's on a show price now for $99.99, and then Friday at midnight it's going to go back up to $129.99. Yes. So you're saving $29.99 if you get it at the minute, so I'd grab this now while you still can. But thank you for watching. We will be back at 2 for craft along, and it's going to be my first craft along. So if you've got this collection, if it's arrived this morning, let us know, and then we can do a craft along at 2 together. But thank you for watching, and bye for now.